Let's see, it looks like it started. Hello everyone, it's Evan. It's been about 2 weeks since my last video where I had just started learning Britches Full of Stitches. So the third polka on OAIM, the Online Academy of Irish Music. I should probably start putting the link to them down in the description. Maybe I'll remember to do that when I'm posting this. So a few things have happened in the last 2 weeks. My A string snapped for the first time. But then again, the strings were very old at that point, over a year. I've had the fiddle for a while, so haven't played it. I just always seem to be waiting for the right time, right? Well, turns out when you let strings sit for a while, they don't last very long. So yeah, I was tuning it a little bit and it just popped right here. No damage or anything like that. So I figured, you know what? Take this opportunity, replace all of the strings on the fiddle. So I got 2 sets of prelude strings. And they sound a little bit nicer now that they're new. I figured with new strings, hey, let's get a new rosin. And then I was also thinking, well, with new rosin, I kind of need a new bow. So I ended up getting this, which is the Fiddlerman carbon fiber bow. And I like it a lot. It's light, plays a little bit differently than my wooden bow because it's lighter and balanced a little bit differently. It wants to bounce a little more on the strings, I've noticed. Tension's a little bit differently too. But I like it a lot. And the new rosin that I picked up is this. What we got there? You can see it, Premium Holstein rosin, which is this nice red rosin, which I guess is supposed to be a kind of a balance between a light and a dark rosin. Dark rosins, I guess, are supposed to be more for winter, and I guess they're supposed to spread easier, which it seems to. So I think it gives the fiddle a little bit warmer of a sound. Doesn't sound as crappy or as harsh. But yeah, so today I started learning a new jig, my first jig, called Hole in the Hedge. But it's a little tricky, and I'm not quite ready to play it in front of people yet. So instead I figured I'd just play through all 3 polkas that I've learned. Back to back, they are Maggie in the Woods, Terry Tian's polka, and Britches Full of Stitches. And I'm going to go through them a little slower, because I'd rather take the time to try and get them right than rush through them and get them wrong. Also, you'll notice I don't really use the shoulder rest. It feels a little awkward to use it, so I'd rather just pop it up here. I don't have too much trouble keeping it at the right height, so. Alright, let's see here. Maggie in the Woods, Terry Tian's, Britches Full of Stitches. You can probably tell when I switch from one to the next, just to the difference in the tune. Switch. Switch. So that was my 3 polkas. I messed up a little bit on Britches Full of Stitches. You know, it happens. I get a little, my thoughts get ahead of my bow. But I'm working on it. But yeah, you'll also notice I'm still using this. Typically when I'm learning a new tune, I toss it on, and then I spend a couple days with it on until I feel comfortable that my fingers are going to go where I need them to go. And then I'll take it off, and I'll spend the rest of the week or 2 weeks practicing without it. I'll put it on once in a while again, just to make sure that I'm still doing or putting my fingers in about the right space, although I can usually tell from the sound. But I just like to make sure. It also lets me know if I'm starting to get out of tune, or if the strings are starting to go out of tune. Because a lot of the times if I don't have this on, I notice that I'll just put my fingers a little bit lower to get to the right sound. But after a while, if it starts to go flat, the correct G will be down here instead of where it's supposed to be up here. So it's kind of helpful just as a guide to make sure that my notes are in the right space for my fingers. But in any event, that's basically what I've got for you today. Thanks for checking in. Next time I play for you, I will definitely play Hole in the Hedge. But yeah, have a great day, guys. Before you go, I just realized that I actually do have one other thing I can show you guys. So I start noodling when I'm just sitting around and I don't really feel like playing the same tune. Like after a while, I got so tired of playing Britches Full of Stitches. So I think I've mentioned it before. The song that I started playing, or that got me to start playing fiddle, is called Neil Gau's Lament for the Death of His Second Wife. And the version I loved the most was played by Buddy McMaster. I think I'll put a link to that in the description too. But so I've noodled it out, sounded it out by ear, and I think I've got it mostly right, or at least the A part. We'll see. When I actually do decide to learn this by checking it against notes or something like that, we'll find out. But this is basically what that sounds like. Sorry, man, I ruined that. That's what I've got figured out of that so far. Still a little shaky on it, obviously. But hey, I like it a lot. It's a really pretty tune. I'll put the link in the doobly-doo. Go check out Buddy McMaster's version. Much, much better. But if I can ever play it even half as well as he does, I will be very satisfied. Anyway, thanks again. Bye.